You want to make sure you're drinking at least 2 litres a day? Get one of these bad boys. This is not sponsored, however, if you would like it. Aloha! I feel very hyper today. I'm so sorry. A wee while ago I did a video where I talked through some of my favourite Scottish characters from films, and they turned out to all be male. If you haven't seen the video, I will link it up in the card and in the playlist at the end of the video if you fancy giving it a wee gander. But all the characters I coincidentally talked about ended up being male, so I thought, okay, it would be quite cool to do a part 2 and do all my female characters. Et voila! First of all, this video is not a massive gender statement. I have no high horse that I am riding. That sounds really fucking wrong. I am not on a big moral high horse. I just thought that there were so many great characters that I still love and that I didn't get a chance to talk about from films, so I thought I would do a video and give a nod to just a few of them. The first woman I want to mention, I have a sneaky suspicion that a lot of you will be familiar with her. It's Professor Minerva McGonagall from Harry Potter. For those of you who have seen the Harry Potter films, you'll know that very early on we see her character. And from the first moment, I was really young at the time and I was just so enthralled by this magical world that was going to be created before my eyes that I knew from books, and it was such an exciting experience for me, and I think it just made me gravitate towards her character more. As the first film and the rest of the films sort of progressed and continued, we got to see so much of this woman. She was witty, knowledgeable, emotional, strong, this amazing multifaceted being that I could not get enough of, and I think as I was growing older, as more movies were coming out, I just seemed to get like a heightened appreciation of her character, and I absolutely adored the way that Maggie Smith portrayed her. That woman is so freaking talented. Picking a favourite moment for Minerva McGonagall is just not something I'm willing to do, so instead I'm just going to insert a wee favourite line, a wee snippet of mine.
Pier totum locomotor. I've always wanted to use that spell.
Her voice is just so easy to listen to. It's so clear and the delivery is just fantastic. Big up Minerva! From a childhood gem to a more recent favourite, it is Rose-Lynn Harlan from the movie Wild Rose. Unlike Professor McGonagall, Rose-Lynn Harlan is completely rooted in reality. The film she's from is called Wild Rose and it was released in 2017, so not that long ago, but a lot more recent than Harry Potter. The film covers an emotional tale of a woman who's struggling to balance family life, living in an impoverished area and chasing her passions to potentially give a better life to both her and her children. The thing that made her so likeable for me is that she is so natural. She seems like someone that I could realistically walk down the street tomorrow and meet. She's not like obnoxious and in your face. Like obviously she's got a big personality. You'll see that in the film if you watch it or if you've seen it. You'll know, but it's not in a typically like in your face stereotypical Scottish way. It's just in a this is who she is way. And I freaking love it. It's also one of the few Scottish accents that I've heard that I personally feel like I could walk out the door tomorrow and hear. It's not, again, it's not stereotypical and it's not set like too far away from where I kind of live, which is Uranus. If you're new here and you don't know the Uranus pun, I don't know what to tell you. You've got loads to catch up on. If you haven't seen the film, I would highly recommend it generally, but primarily just for her character. Like she's so ballsy and she's just so humorous, and I can hear some of the lines she says in my head. Also, the constant emotional growth that we see her character go throughout the film was actually really well played off. It was so refreshing to see a character go through ups and downs rather than following this stereotypical, you know, like start, middle and end that we normally see in a film arc. But as I said, I would definitely recommend seeing the film if you haven't already, and I will leave one of my favourite little Rose-Lynn lines here for you to enjoy.
Nobody wants to see a convicted criminal up there.
Johnny Cash is a convicted criminal, you ball bag.
Next on my list we have a Miss Jean Brodie from Marcia Blaine School for Girls. Good God, my accent needs work. It's been a long time since I've done that. Maggie Smith again. The woman is a powerhouse. I don't know what else to tell you. Crime of Miss Jean Brodie was released in 1969, and especially for the time, Jean Brodie was such a character. Literally a character, but she had such character. The character of Jean Brodie by nature is extremely bold, extremely passionate, and she's also an educator. So she kind of pushes those passions and views into what turns out to be very alternative teaching methods and sort of uses them to be impressionable on her girls. What intrigued me so much about her, or one of the things that intrigued me so much about her, was that even though she dedicates her life to teaching young girls, she herself has those extremely young and vulnerable moments. She's flawed, she's mistaken, and the story constantly challenges her, which leaves audiences to both like simultaneously, including myself, like and really dislike her by the end of it. Talk about my favourite scene for this character, I have to actually give another female character in the film and in the play a nod, and that is the character of Sandy. The writing in this scene is piercing. You have two very knowledgeable in different ways women using the best weapon that they have against each other, and it's their words. And the irony of the scene comes from like the fact that she taught Sandy to be how she is, and here she is being used against her, and it completely destroys Jean Brodie. She is probably, this is her major breakdown moment in the film. This was earlier on in their careers, do you know what I mean? It was just so strong, and it's my favourite scene. It really is my favourite scene. It's the hardest to watch because it is genuinely quite upsetting, even for how much you dislike Jean Brodie by this point. Obviously I can't put the whole scene in this video, but I will put a little bit of it in just to give you a taste of, yeah, you'll see.
You were only attracted to Mary because she had no one else and she was so totally suggestible. She appealed to your vanity.
It was you who betrayed me.
I didn't betray you. I simply put a stop to you.
Let's go a wee bit more light-hearted, shall we? Another one of my all-time favourites is Diane from Trainspotting. From the first Trainspotting, I knew I liked her character. She was funny, she added like a really nice lightness to scenes that she was in, and I just think that she was a very good actress even at such a young age. But then seeing her arc sort of flow that wee bit into T2, it was just really satisfying. And doing that way, when you pictured her growing up in the first film, it was like you wondered what she would become, do you know what I mean? And then you saw her and it was just really nice. I don't know, I found it really satisfying. But I think what gets me most about her character is how genuinely humorous she is, and in a hysterical, like matter-of-fact way. Sometimes any character that can get away with saying shit like this,
so you're not vajazzled,
in a very sarcastic tone with a straight face, instant approval. Instant approval to Kelly MacDonald as well for being able to do that. I want to see the bloopers for that scene. Ah, Jesus. And last but by no means least, this one will probably not surprise those of you who have watched my videos for a while. It is Dorothy from Gregory's Girl. This is one of my favourite films of all time. It will always just be one of my feel-good go-tos. And it's one of the first films that I actually heard a Scottish accent in, which is bizarre. But her character is amazing because she's just got, they are, I keep on saying amazing in this video, they are amazing! Her character was so enjoyable because she had this amazing balance between being like funny and sexy and confident and just really great, but also being vulnerable and natural and like ridiculous. She wasn't the stereotypical sort of like love interest character that she could have been, and it's not a stereotypical love interest story as it could have been, which is just great all round. Also, she's good at football. Mad respect. Particularly in the film, the relationship between her and her friends is just really nice. It was nice to see a lead female character not fall into the fall in love with the boy, live happily ever after arc. Not that there's anything wrong with that in a story, I just think for her character it wouldn't have made sense. If she had done that, I would have been like, wait, what? So one of my favourite scenes of Dorothy's character, and it also features Gregory as well, is them having like a wee daft conversation where they're almost like competing against each other and comparing injuries and scars and things like that they got when they were younger, and they're just picking out random stuff, and honestly it leaves you thinking at the end of the scene we still don't know if any of them were actually real or if they were just making things up to sort of like one-up each other. It was very playful, very light-hearted, and I just thought it was good. But there we go, that is 5 female Scottish characters that I love in movies. Only 5 of them, not all of them that I love, but I feel like if I made a massive list it would just get ridiculous at this point. But as always, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate you taking the time. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big one of these and leave a comment below telling me your favourite female character out of the ones that I mentioned, or your favourite female character in general, just whatever. If you would like to see more film related stuff, I will stick a playlist up there. I will also put a Scottish playlist down there. It's not a focus on my channel, it's just something I do here and there for a laugh. So if that's your type of thing and it gives you a giggle, feel free to take a look. Links to social media is down in the description. I'm posting quite a lot, pretty much everywhere right now, so there you go. And of course subscribe if you want to see more videos from this mug. But other than that, much love you guys, stay healthy, stay safe, and I will see you very soon. Bye!